Is AAA relative? Is Pokemon X and Y a AAA 3DS game? I would think so. Yeah. That's what I would think. In the definition that makes sense in my head, at least. Alright, to the flying one I go. Hopefully it is on the rooftop, isn't it? Oh, dang you. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon be a AAA 3DS game? Oh, maybe it's not on the rooftop. That's a good question. Maybe AA? I don't know. That one's a quick one, huh? I don't really want a quick one. Here, this is a lot of levels, but hey, this is a high hyperspace level. Level 170. Maybe after this I'll make some more donuts too, because I've gotten a whole bunch of berries from all these bonus balls. Some more AA since Game Freak isn't exactly an indie company, but they aren't like a mega corp either. Oh my god. Some mean looking Dwaynes there. But yeah, I mean, in terms of being the highest grossing media IP in the world, you would think that it should be AAA kind of game. And, you know, especially nowadays, you would look at this and assume this is a AAA game, but sure doesn't feel like it. I know that, you know, the main topic there is 3DS, but still, gets you thinking, comparing to today, all that, double of them. Flame Pokeballs catch 3 species of Pokemon, catch Alpha Pokemon. Oh my god. Here, go Pikachu! Oh, they just fly up here. Please tell me Thunder's AoE. Holy shit. This is extremely scary. What have I just walked into? I'll deal with that sometime later. What the heck? You know, the DS and 3DS had a near infinite quantity of quality games, especially combined. And they also had a near infinite quantity of crap like Nintendo Wii did. But that's a problem for another time. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff on the DS and 3DS libraries. Let's see here. Consider them to be AAA by handheld standards, but the 3DS arguably lacked a true library of major third-party releases. It's in the Switch era that we see largest growth and mass selling 1+ hour. 100+ hour epics. Yeah, 1+ hour epics. That's what I meant to say. I healed the wrong Pokemon here because I'm a little dumb. Not even weak to that because Dragon type. Every time I Mega Evolve you, you just die immediately after. I'm dead now. Sure don't look like it. Oh, well. Again, this does not feel like a AAA game. This is a very unfinished. This is a beta of a game that they released at full price, at more than full price. Wow, okay. Well. Gotta go make some more donuts, man. That's what I'm gonna do. It's in the Nintendo mind space now. The PS2 definitely had a lot of shovelware. Even had shovelware hardware like the iToy. PS2 had an equal amount of shovelware to the Wii, but we conveniently ignore that because the PS2 had bangers and wasn't a kiddie console like the Wii. I own a lot of PS2 shovelware. Make a donut. I guess I don't have to go as hard on them as I have been. But like, maybe 5 things. And then like, I don't know, 3 like that. Well, the PS2 and Wii games, like the ones released on both. Real good games there. Like, make another? Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put in a bunch of these tomato berries. Sure. When the game makers want, we need a Wii version. Wait, but it's easy to port from the Wii to the PS2, so do that too. Was there a lot of that was going on? Here, just do 5 of the, you know, big berries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, like, I don't know, man. Some of these pomeg berries, sure. Sonic Unleashed comes to mind. So, that didn't release on PS2, did it? Xbox 360, PS3 got the real game, and the Wii and PS2 got a lackluster port. Not that the real game wasn't lackluster on its own. I own Sonic Unleashed for the Wii. Was there really a PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed? I didn't know that, so... 2, 3, 4, 5... Tomato Berry. Sonic Unleashed did launch on PS2, yes, wow. I didn't know that. Just felt the need to bring up the PS2 shovelware because it's often a criticism for the Wii that is blatantly ignored when the PS2 is brought up. Yeah, I get you there. 5. I don't know. More tomato berries. Believe it or not, Sonic Unleashed for PS2 is the Wii game without motion controls. Huh. Well, the Wii game was the one that I played, and I was like, wow, Sonic games kind of suck. Guess I'm not playing any of those anymore. This is what Sonic Unleashed was for me. I got bullied as a child for having a Wii over a PS3 or a 360, so I am passionate about this. Of all the Pokemon DLC, the Mega Dimension is the worst. I did enjoy Legend ZA. Yeah. I didn't enjoy Legend ZA, but Mega Dimension is probably one of the worst DLCs for a game I've played in a long time. Like, this just, this just kind of sucks. Especially when you consider this was $40. The fact that for this complete experience of Legend ZA, I paid over $140. It's certainly something. Technically a decent smidge more than that when you consider the fact that to play online and get these Mega Stones, that some of these Mega Stones are locked behind, I needed to have access to Nintendo Online, and that ain't free anymore as of the Switch era. So you want to count like a month of Nintendo Online, and realistically, I paid at least $150 for the complete experience of this freaking unfinished beta that they pushed out there, because it's going to make money anyway. Embarrassing, man. My parents gave me and my sister a Nintendo Wii to share, but my dad had a PS3 and we played a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Played so much, in fact, he later bought me my own PS3 so we could play it without split screen. Wow. And PS3s weren't cheap. That was not exactly a cheap console. One of the reasons why the PS3 kind of struggled there. Oh, more tomato berries. Star Wars The Force Unleashed had a joint PS2/Wii version. Control differences aside, some other third-party games like some Harry Potter games come to mind. Huh. Yeah, like, I think comparing the PS2 to an equivalent Nintendo console, I would think GameCube, you know? The fact that, like, maybe a lot of things were released on PS2 just because the PS2 sold, like, the bazillion units that it did. Somehow it's always selling more. They always find more units that were sold. So I guess that's why there was the appeal. That and, like, how little the PS3 sold. What with the, myriad reasons with that, but biggest one being the price. So, maybe that's why they kept on putting things out for the PS2. Kind of like how they keep on putting things out for the PS4 nowadays. And, you know, this whole RAM shortage and everything that's going on, that's getting Sony talking about, like, maybe we should delay the launch of the PS6. Also makes you, think, like, hey, is the PS6 really even needed when they are continuing to push out PS4 games to this day? Elden Ring Night Rain released on the PS4 just last year here. Just because there is still such a massive user base for the PS4 that still hasn't upgraded to the PS5, that hasn't seen the need for it. And it's only been in, like, the last couple of years here that, like, you know, some more of that PS4 player base is kind of starting to now adopt the PS5, like, as they're starting to move over. And Nintendo's in talks. Sony's in talks about, like, maybe we'll release the PS6 in a few years. And it really feels like it's, I don't know, a little bit out of touch, or maybe they don't realize their own player base, or still a lot of PS4 players that are only gradually switching over to the PS5 from here. So is the PS6 really even needed anytime soon? Plus, how many games are truly pushing the PS5 to its limit anyway? So, Sony is being like, oh, maybe with this whole, like, RAM shortage and chip shortage and all that stuff that's going on, we might have to delay the release of the PS6 when we wanted to do it in the next few years here. Meanwhile, players are like, fine, whatever. We really don't need a PS6 anytime soon. Like, we really need that, you know? Enjoyed CA because of the new Mega Evolution forms, and the characters are very funny and lovable because there are moments where characters do the most unhinged shit. For example, in Aveen fanboying around Canary. Yeah, that I can agree with that. In terms of this game, I think that this is probably the most entertained I've been by a Pokemon game in a long time, just because it's like self-aware, unhinged lunacy that is like genuinely entertaining just by it being like constant unhinged lunacy. And all these subplots. Like, the main story, you could argue, is a little bit disconnected in that sense, where it's not really a plot that you're experiencing start to finish. It was more like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla approach to storytelling, where it's like a world of side quests that you have to do that are all their standalone, completely disconnected stories. But unlike Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they were actually entertaining because they were like actual unhinged bullshit from the most ridiculous characters you've seen in a video game in a long time that are all interacting in some crazy ways. So even if this game didn't really have like a start to finish meaningful plot, I won't say that the plot wasn't entertaining. And kind of going back to me talking about like some people saying that I'm one of those people that are gonna say that's bad no matter what. But no, I do give credit where it's due. And I did think the story of this game was entertaining in its unique way there. Whatever, let's go do that normal one. Eventually got a 360 and played the shit out of that to the point where the adapter no longer works for it. Jeez. Thinking about the 360, how fun would it be at one of these Mega FPS events one day to do a tournament with some sort of Kinect game? I have an Xbox 360 and Kinect, and a whole bunch of Kinect games. It would be really quite funny to see, I would think. Is it? Oh, it's just right here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, do a whole bunch of these nice, like, medium donuts that I made. That makes sense to me. But yeah. Ended up with 360 around 2015 because my grandma bought us a game for the 360 and my parents didn't have the heart to tell her that it was just for the wrong console. So they bought us a 360 to go along with it. Aww. Also on the topic of Xbox 360, games with gold was the coolest shit ever back in the day. Free game every month, and like 90% of the time it was something really good too. Yeah, I was really quite into the Wii and Wii U and stuff like that. I picked up a 360 really late into its life cycle. I don't know what this whole games with gold thing is. Actually, I really didn't like the Xbox 360. I only own a handful of games. I never did a whole lot of stuff with the 360, but I do own one. And we can do Kinect games at some sort of Mega FPS event one day. I have to catch 3 Lopunnies? You're gonna turn me into one of those content creators? Uh-oh. I'm never gonna beat the allegations now. Are you even gonna... No. Man, Aqua Jet is so dang useful. Destroy boulders, destroy floating Pokeballs. Basically, Nintendo dropped all GameCube support when the Wii came out, but the PS2 still had some support on a huge install base, hence PS2 ports getting released alongside Wii versions. That makes sense. Kind of similar to how PS4 is still continuing to get so many games to this day. Got Dark Souls, Dishonored, Street Fighter 4, Mega Man 9, and so many other games with gold. Yeah, those are some pretty good ones there. Halo 3 was the best 360 game I played. It played games fine, but holy shit, it's so many problems out of that system. It was a late one too. Xbox 360E. I wonder if that's what mine is then, because I got a pretty late Xbox 360. Like, my wired controller wouldn't connect to the console without holding it at a weird angle after only a couple hours of use. Seriously, the little bumps on the joysticks hadn't worn yet. Same with the wireless one I had. If you bumped or jerked the controller around for any reason, the battery tray would need reseat as it would just lose all power. Jeez. Man, look at all the text covering my face and stuff there. One game that was very interesting between the PS2 and Wii versions is Rygar Battle of Argus? The PS2 version, the titular character looks like generic Greco-Roman soldier guy. And the Wii version, it looks like a spiky-haired anime protagonist with a He-Man bod. Yeah, that sounds pretty different there. There's no way that I can just, like... I don't want to go off the roof here right now, but... Nah, can't target that. Would have been kind of cool. Kind of get my bearings around here. See where these Lopunnies are. I need them for research purposes. Corbo asked that I catch 3 Lopunnies for research purposes. There's boulders here. I'm going here. Okay, there's the boulders. Now that I've destroyed the boulders, now I gotta go destroy some baddies. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and, like, do some of this now. Boop. Outrage. What? Did that miss? Or something? Okay, doesn't Lopunny evolve with friendship? So wild Lopunnies, how does that work? How do any of the Pokemon that evolve with friendship during the wild work? Gotta be some more of them around. Alright, now I just gotta be a weirdo one last time. That's all I gotta do. Go find one more. Might as well grab that while I'm here. I actually prefer the Wii version. Not just because of nostalgia, but because Rygar's Wii design is a lot more memorable and unique. console itself wouldn't read some discs, specifically Mass Effect 3 Disc 2 and Minecraft. Got that copy of Minecraft new. I read it 3 times, then never again. I own Minecraft on my Xbox 360, but I'm pretty sure I own it digitally. Mass Effect 3 Disc 2 ran enough times for me to beat the game, then not long afterwards wouldn't read at all. Neither were scratched, they just wouldn't read despite being perfectly fine as far as I could tell. Also, some of the 360 games I had were just ass ports. Final Fantasy 13 on Xbox 360 was just awful. From frame rate issues to the cutscenes being rendered at a resolution so low, I could solve each frame like a slide puzzle. Loppany's a friendship evolution, yeah. Imagine in the wild they evolved through companionship with their fellow Mon. That doesn't exist. Oop. I don't know. I wonder what my Mega Shards are at now. Let me go back onto the roof that way. Whoa. I've almost got the amount of points that I need. Bro, I've been playing for the past 3 hours here, gathering points. To be fair, I wasn't gathering a whole lot of points in the beginning because I was higher priority on, like, the Raichu and the Galissapod stuff. But to be fair, but still, what the heck? What the... Can you please? Jeez, man. Weird game. Remember getting the PS4 in 2016? 2016 was my least favorite year of the 2010s because middle school was terrible for me. But luckily, there's good moments in 2016, such as the PS4 and the rise of Pokemon Go. Yeah, PS4 seems like a pretty solid console. Hence why there's still such a user base to this day. Oh yeah, I'm looking for Loppanies. There they are. Assassin's Creed Air Assassination. Well. Okay. Press the buttons. Just in case that one doesn't work, start preemptively trying to take you out. Oh, it did work. Guess I can go for the bonus ball now. Gotta catch you as well anyway. No idea where the heck the thing is. Wow, alright, that was lucky. Pretty sweet. There we go, bonus ball. Give me all those hyper berries. Whoa. Onto the roof again, I guess, because, I don't know. It's more floating Pokeballs and stuff. But yeah, I prefer Bunnies to Loppany, to be honest. I like them both, but I prefer Bunnies. I do think, generally speaking, not being a weirdo here or anything, I think they're both good designs. I think they're both cool. Appreciate the opportunity in trying the 360, and I definitely enjoyed Halo 3. So many issues from the hardware and just some bad ports that I ended up selling it. It just wasn't worth it. Actually didn't like the PS4 either. My dad bought Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on PS4 when it came out, hoping we could play it like we did with Black Ops 2 on the PS3. Console took 2 days to install the game. Wow, I thought I saw an extra Pokeball there. It was just odd to know. Oh, man. Loppany had better stats, though. Yeah, I have no idea what Loppany's stats are like. I very rarely ever look into Pokemon stats. I just, like, apart from, which is higher? Regular attack or special attack? Just for the sake of, like, casual gameplay stuff. I don't think I've really cared about Pokemon stats since Gen 6. Maybe Gen 7, I don't know. It's been a hot second. Let's see if there's any more floating Pokeballs. That makes me always think that it's a floating Pokeball. Alright. Probably only have to do a couple more of these. How's the Waddle D-Star doing? That's coming along. He's getting good use out of that orange. No problems. It's good to see. The points are getting there. I sold the Venusaur about almost 10 years ago in Pokemon Go. Wow. Some Pokemon that have been around a while. My mom still plays Pokemon Go to this day. I'm sure if there's ever home support added, like, soon enough after launch of one of these playthroughs. If I really wanted some Pokemon from her, I could always get some Pokemon from her. Probably a bazillion shinies. She briefly showed me some how many shinies she has before, and it's a lot. Here, let's go there, I guess. Here's what we'll do. Never got a PS2 or 360. They have legendary reputations, but in hindsight, so many of their best games eventually got ported to later consoles, unlike many GameCube or PS3 games, yeah, that have stayed exclusive to those consoles to this day. One of the changes Renegade Platinum made that I genuinely liked was making Loppany's stat spread closer to Mega Loppany and making it a fighting type. Yeah, that sounds like it would be a good change. I'm pretty sure Mega Loppany is like normal fighting. Fairly certain. But you have to Mega Evolve for that whole dual typing there. Alright, Flared is gonna shine here. Get like one of my medium-ish ones. Sure. That and it came with 2 digital games. One was Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't remember the other. We redeemed the digital keys and then tried to play Horizon. Game download, installed, launch, then said it would kick us out after 15 minutes because it couldn't verify the digital keys that let us install the game. Oh, modern gaming in general. Modern gaming from several years ago now, but you know, I've generally had positive experiences with most consoles. PS4 and Xbox 360 in particular just hated me. I don't know. I guess so. Destroy boulders, destroy floating Pokeballs, use the catch window. No, I should still be on floating Pokeballs. Aqua Jet is like my best floating Pokeball hitter. Alright, use the catch window. Your guys' thing sucks. This is the fighting type one, and you guys aren't even fighting types until you evolve and stuff. Is Picnic part fighting type, or does it need to evolve into Emboar to become fighting type? Sure, Great Ball, whatever. Some Ultra Balls where I can. Man, their catch rates really suck. Ultra Balls it is. Is that a case? Use the catch window. Any boulders I can destroy around here? Wow, that didn't work. Yeah, their catch rates really, really suck. Yeah, Lopunny and Renegade Platinum is normal fighting like the Mega. Yeah, that's cool. There's some boulders to destroy. My NES also hates me. It takes like 15 minutes of inserting and removing a cartridge before it plays. At least that's a well-documented issue that is to be expected. And also it's 4 years old, so I'm not too mad about it. Yeah, it'd be kind of to expected. It means that stab high jump kick does precisely 40 billion damage. I can see that that would definitely do a lot of damage at that point. Meditite. Just go into a Great Ball or something here. Here, get caught. Use the catch window. Find another floating Pokeball like that one. Find a way onto the roof. Boulders. Where are that? There you are. There we go. I'm almost there. Destroy floating Pokeballs. I'll find it. A way up onto the roof and our floating Pokeball. I do want to mention, though, my Sega Genesis plays a clean cartridge every time, unlike the NES. Just throwing that out there. Speaking of the Sega Genesis, I have been offered a Sega Genesis before. My mom's best friend played a lot of the Sega Genesis when it was new. Played a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sega Genesis, but has like no use for it anymore nowadays. She's offered it to me before, like, hey, if you think that you would use it, you can take it along with the, you know, these old Sonic games. I've told her, you know, that's really nice of you. Maybe one day, but I'm not exactly be in any rush. But I do have some interest. Here, boobity bop. Dang, whatever. But like the Sega Genesis. Yeah, I've never played on a Sega Genesis before. To know what the controllers are like in terms of play experience and all that, but yeah, maybe one of these days, maybe I'd follow up and be like, hey, can I see about that Sega Genesis? Stream some Sega Genesis stuff on original hardware. Actually, I need to get a adapter replacement one of these days. My old, like, AV to HDMI adapter, it's gotten a little bit frayed. But they're not too expensive anyway, so easy enough replacement. Is the case anyway. Ooh, milk. I'll wait about that one floating Pokeball, just because it might be a little bit of a pain to get back onto the roof otherwise. Did I get the bonus ball already? Or did I not? Like, did I just get it? Now I'm getting distracted with other things, and now I don't remember if I broke the bonus ball. I don't think I did. I was about, like, my brain was just thinking, like, oh, I'm basically done here. I can back out any moment now. I wish there was, like, a little icon that said that you've destroyed the bonus ball. Because now I genuinely don't remember. And now I might be looking around for something that I've already destroyed. That might just be the case. So, I mean... That would bring me over there. But, like... Did I get the bonus ball? Was it right here? This looks familiar. It's right there. Oh my god. Whew. A little bit worried for a second there. It's like I should have dropped down over this way after all. I know I saw a glimmer of gold somewhere around here. Grab this first anyway. Somewhere around a middle level, maybe? Whoops. Oh, there you are. Rigged. Come on. Here, you do it. Floridator's not interested right now. Floridator's getting a little smidge stuck. Okay, come on. Thunder. Zap. Alright, give me all those berries and stuff. Won't stay open much longer, that's fine. If there's any more floating Pokeballs here really quickly. Yoink, yoink. Might just dip on out of here. Well, I might just do then. I think I might be done here. Oh, here's one. Nuzzle it! I don't think I've ever... At least as far as I can remember. I don't think I've ever used a Raichu in one of my Pokemon playthroughs before. Like, before I was even a content creator, that is. I don't think I've ever had a Raichu in my team. Boink. Can you, You can't get up to there. But that'll just... Yeah, so you'll be good at getting Pokeballs in weird positions, it looks like. Alright, well... Let's see here. Investigate. Have a bit of trauma involving high jump kick because I had a Hitmonlee in a recent Nuzlocke who died after missing a wide lens high jump kick. A less than 1% chance, by the way. Have you ever seen the Sonic and Knuckles Sega Genesis cartridge? Nope. I think I've talked about it here before. Yeah, I have not seen it, and I would not know off the top of my head what that looks like. If you do get the Genesis, gotta play Shining Force and Shining Force 2. They're like a Fire Emblem. If you remove their worst mechanics, was that the one where it's like the original creator of Fire Emblem went on and did his own thing? Was it that one? Or am I going crazy here?